G'day there, podcaster. Got a great episode for you. Guy Williams is in this one. Also, gory stories. And we talk about Minecraft. No, it's Minecraft. I just wanted to have 3 Gs. Very good. There's the 3rd G. Enjoy.
You're listening to Len, BM and Lel.
We're going to talk about this Minecraft movie as well. Biggest movie in the world at the moment.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
This guy is such a tool bag.
Look, I didn't play Minecraft. I don't really get it. But I'm seeing a lot of videos of young, mostly men, going absolutely ballistic when this one scene, little zombie falls onto a chicken and he says, "Chicken jockey."
Chicken jockey.
I saw one man brought a live chicken
yes.
into the cinema.
I did see that.
Yeah, not okay.
People throwing popcorn around, going nuts. It's like a Travis Scott concert.
But it's just a trend, isn't it? It's just like that's the trend. Is like
I don't know
when
what
he comes
chicken
on the
jockey
screen,
is.
everyone just like freak out.
Yeah, I suppose so. But I mean, like and it does look like a vibe. I want to be there. I don't know. I don't understand it, but I want to be involved. But you do have to think of all the cinema workers after sweeping up the popcorn.
Oh, there's incredible photos and footage of after everyone's been
like a
taken
bomb's
out,
gone
and then
off. Yeah.
and then it's just stuff everywhere.
Well, this evening we want to speak to cinema workers because we're doing stories beneath the corn.
Stories beneath the corn.
What did you see on your time working at Hoyt's, Wallace, Event Cinemas,
Village,
IMAX,
Palace, Nova.
yep, whatever it is.
Readers,
Yep, Reading.
Damn it.
Yep, any of them. If you worked at one, tell us about your story, your best story.
So we're looking for people who have worked at the cinemas. What did you see beneath the corn? We want to know the stories that you saw with your own eyes.
You know what? If you witnessed something happen, tell us. But also, could we take secrets? If you're willing to come on and share maybe a secret.
Like an industry.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd work. 13, 24, 10.
I've heard that the popcorn at the end of the night, they leave it in there and the next day they just heat it up again.
Sounds
fair.
about right.
Yeah.
Anon, in Brisbane, how long did you work in a cinema for?
I worked there for probably about 5 or so years.
Yep.
Ooh.
I definitely can relate to trauma by popcorn. My horror story, personal horror story, is I was working a midnight screening of one of the new Star Wars movies that had come out. I couldn't tell you which one. I couldn't care
Force
less.
Awakens, I'd say.
But I was put into the popcorn room where we just keep churning out all of the popcorn. And I was in there for probably half an hour to an hour just popping popcorn, literally so long. And it got so hot in the room that afterwards when I came out, I passed out.
Whoa.
Wait, hang on. Sorry. So there's a room that you do it. I thought it was just that glass box.
Well, it's sort of, you've got the glass box there, but there behind it is where we actually keep popping it through to move it to that front. So it's this tiny little dungeon.
Yeah. Jamie, you're in the corn dungeon. Dang it! Nathaniel, you put me in the corn dungeon last week. Can I just do cinema 3 and 4?
Great calling on. Thank you. Tasha in Brizzy, your dad used to own a cinema.
Yes, he did.
Oh, I bet you got some good stories beneath the corn. Give us one.
Yeah, well, the best one is my brother and I used to work in the cinema on school holidays.
Did you have to work in the corn dungeon ever, or because your dad owned it?
But I
you
can
could do.
confirm that the popcorn was left overnight in the popcorn
I
machine.
knew it.
Good to know.
Yeah, but the best thing was, so we had to clean the cinema in between the sessions, and it was a really old cinema called the Crystal back in the day, and it had these seats that sort of recline backwards, and so people, their money would fall out of the pocket. So if my brother and I, it was a challenge to see who could find the most money when we were cleaning the cinema, and I found a $50 note folded up one, and I thought, at 12, that's a big score, and but my father made me split it with my brother.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to say your dad stole the $50 to keep the cinema operational.
Here I was thinking as soon, Tasha, as I heard that your dad owned a cinema, I was like, wow, what are the privileges you would have gotten? And here you are cleaning them like slaves.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
We are looking for cinema workers to call 13 24 10 and share stories from beneath the corn, just like Damien has done in Melbourne. Tell us your story.
Yeah, back in the day, used to clean up the cinemas after the last showing. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I walked into two males and a female having the time of their life.
Whoa!
Yeah, righto.
I mean, no more questions, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. He said fortunately, so obviously you hung around for a little bit with the torch on.
The Ben Lehman Bell podcast. It's very nice. I can't even... I think I'll leave the impressions to Liam.
Earlier in the week, we were asking people what they bought after a few drinks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it happens. You know, maybe it's Friday night. Maybe you're planning on doing it after this. You know, a long week of work. You have a couple of wines and you just peruse the online shops. Who knows? Something might tickle your fancy. You might order something. And we had so many calls that we didn't even get to. We still got some coming through. Christina in Melbourne, what did you buy?
A Kia Stinger, you know those cars?
You bought a car.
You bought a Kia
They
Stinger?
go like 200 kilometres an hour. Yeah.
What? Hang on, so it's a sports car?
Yeah. Rapin Adele Signature Edition, number 50 out of 70. I think it was about 48,000.
Hang
Wow.
on, Christina. I mean, I don't want to pry too much here, but are you pretty loaded?
Not anymore.
Yeah. You got stung by the stinger. Lucas in Sydney, what did you buy whilst you were drunk?
I'm not sure why. I think I was hypnotised. I got one of those full-body massage chairs.
Oh, like at a Westfield. Oh, they're the best.
Yeah, amazing. So pricey, though. That's the thing.
But think about all the money you would save not having to get massages.
Also, I'm assuming you're sitting in it for watching the TV and eating meals, so you cut out all the chairs in your house, and you probably don't need a bed because you'd want to sleep in it. So when you do the math...
It was actually really, really good. Like, get so desensitized. You sit in it, your whole body just melts when you're in it. So amazing. It's just like the budget wasn't in for it. That's the thing.
Yeah, right. I mean, you sound pretty relaxed right now, Lucas. Are you in it?
I'm in something quite similar, actually.
What is it?
I'm in the bar.
Hang on, what? Lucas, so you're just listening to Nova, just having a bath after a long day.
That's my relaxation. Sit back, relax, listen to you guys.
You listen to us to relax in the bath. That is...
Well, thank you so much for relaxing with us this evening. You seem like a very chill man. A lot of baths, a lot of massage chairs. You found your zen place. Emily, what about you?
Yeah, I was at an auction, a charity event, and had a few too many bubbles and decided to bid on Matt Gitto's rugby boots that he'd worn like in some random game. They were covered in mud, and I unexpectedly won. And then because I was a poor uni student, I actually had to call my mum and ask her to bail me out.
Oh, how much did Matt Gitto's rugby boots go for?
$1,500.
So you didn't actually... so she bailed you out. You didn't actually spend the money in the end, or what happened?
No, we did, yeah. So I basically didn't think I was going to win. I just thought, this will be fun. I'll have a little bid. And I won. And I was like, oh, shivers, now I need to pay for these. And I couldn't really leave the event without paying.
That's the thing. Well, it is for charity, I suppose. And also, Emily, I mean, I can see why you would think that, because who wouldn't want a pair of Matt Gitto's rugby boots? I mean, surely if you were to bid $1,500, surely there'd be at least 20 bids after that.
It was a while ago. He was a big deal. But also, I was expecting them to go for like $20,000.
Yeah.
No, you overestimated him, I think.
You grossly overestimated Matt Gitto's popularity. Good on you.
After Bofta, it's the Ben Lehman Bell podcast.
Hope you're having an exciting Friday night. Maybe you're having a relaxing Friday night.
Yeah, just like Lucas in Sydney, who just called up and told us that he was listening to us whilst in the bath.
Lucas, what did you buy whilst you were drunk?
I got one of those full-body massage chairs.
I mean, you sound pretty relaxed right now, Lucas. Are you in it?
I'm in something quite similar, actually. I'm in the bar.
And what could be more relaxing than splashing around in a nice warm bath, listening to us Chapel Ronan ads?
Yeah, I mean, commercial radio is like famously very loud. So very interesting choice from Lucas to blast us in the bath, but I like it. And totally, we obviously love that. We love that he's listening in there.
It does make you wonder, though. Last week we spoke to someone who was in the shower. This week we speak to someone who's in the bath. I would love to know 13 24 10. Call us from the strangest location. So obviously we think car and we think at home and we think listening to the radio.
I must admit, that's all I can possibly fathom. Like, most of the time when you're talking to each other, we just sort of forget people listening and then people call through and you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. And I'm just imagining people are driving home in the car.
Yeah, like if you're at a doctor's surgery in the waiting room and they're playing Nova, would love to hear.
Yeah, if you're at an abattoir.
Okay, no, we're not doing that. No.
Well, that would be an interesting location to call from.
Yep.
Maybe you're on a plane. You shouldn't be using your phone.
No.
But if you somehow, like, you're listening on the app and you're on a plane and you think you can sneakily make a call, that'd be great.
Maybe you're in the cool room at a butcher shop.
Stop making it meat related.
Doesn't matter if it's meat related. Doesn't matter where you are. We just want to know 13 24 10. Call us from a strange location.
Maybe you're in a deli slicing fine meats. We've got a call from Nicole in Sydney now. Where are you calling from?
We're actually in Penrith at the moment.
Penrith?
The car wash.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, you probably should have led with that. We're like, are you calling from a strange location? Penrith? I'm like, I've been to Penrith. I mean, it's not that.
People
that
live
weird.
there,
People
so
live
that's
there. A lot of people do. But yeah, you're in the car wash. What stage are you in? Are the suds coming over you right now? Or?
Absolutely. It's very loud because he's hosing us at the moment.
He's hosing you off.
It's a
hand wash.
A man doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
About to go through the big machine.
Nice.
Nice. That's amazing,
Thanks
Nicole.
for your call, Nicole, and your friend there next to you. Katrina in Melbourne. What about you? You're calling from a strange location.
Yes, the cattle yards.
A what?
Cattle yards.
A cattle yard?
Yes.
And what are you doing in a cattle yard?
Well, we're just checking a cow. So, all good.
What do you got? You got beef? You got dairy?
No beef and sheep.
Nice. And how they looking? They're good?
They are. Very good.
Yeah, nice. What
The kids dared me.
what breed are they? What do you got there? Bit of
You got a
Angus?
Frisian?
Angus.
Angus.
Yeah, no, Angus.
Yeah,
bloody oath.
Frisian's traditionally a milk cow, Liam.
Right. And
Exactly.
and Angus is your flame grilled.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yep.
Exactly right.
The
Yep.
burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Katrina. Nat in Melbourne. Where are you?
Well, I'm actually in the dark, in the backyard, trying to pick poo up. And I've got my phone in my bra. Listening.
Nat, whose poo are you picking up?
The dogs, I hope.
I'm picking up the dog poo.
Why is it so dark, Nat?
Well, it's just in Melbourne, it's dark because daylight saving's finished, and I'm like, shit, I haven't done that job yet. So I'm out there picking up the dog poo, hoping I don't step in anything, but I have got Nova on in my bra.
Oh, bless you, Nat.
Wow. It's a very clear line. So thank you so much for calling, Nat.
Thanks, Nat.
You like that feeling in your ear holes? That's the Ben, Liam and Bell podcast. Oi, stop gooning. The next bit's about to start.
We're joined now by one of our absolute favourites, the hilarious Guy Williams. How you doing, my friend?
G'day, mates. It's great to be back.
Oh, it's good to have you on our shores again. You are here at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, also going around the country doing your show. It's called If You Mildly Criticise Me, I'll Say It's Cancel Culture and Turn to the Alt-Right.
That's irony, by the way. People
Yeah.
think because of that title that I'm some sort of insane, like, Elon Musk fanboy or something like that. It's supposed to be a joke.
Yeah.
As how sensitive men are these days. We're kind of like, oh, yeah, you're going to criticize me, are you? Well, I'm going to prove how bad I am. And then we get worse and worse and worse. That's just kind of the vibe of us right now, I feel like. It's not a good time for men as a brand.
Yeah. Is there anyone that ever goes to your shows that do have a little bit of criticism after?
Yeah,
they might
I'm
come
very
and have a
political,
quiet word?
so I get into some heated debates. Especially, I always say to people, if anyone wants to meet me after the show or get a photo or fight me, and there's some people who choose the fight option, and it is tense. But generally, I love Australian crowds because they're chill. Like, Australian crowds are the loosest crowds. I normally don't.
Be careful.
Wait. That wasn't bad. No, loose is a good term in New Zealand.
No.
Loose is not good.
I thought you were about to say something else.
They're the loosest crowds. I had the best interaction. I was just in Perth, and I was joking about the song WAP, as your audience would know and love. And I was kind of getting interrupted by this guy who was kind of getting laughs in the corner, and I was getting kind of jealous. And I go, he's like a 60-year-old man in like a well-dressed suit. And I was like, what do you know about WAP? And he goes, quite a lot, actually, and that gets a huge laugh. And I go, what could you possibly know about WAP? And he said, I'm a local gynecologist. And I just love that so much. I was like, this is why I enjoy doing gigs in Australia. It's a good vibe.
I feel like if my gyno, though, was like, yeah, I know a lot about WAP, and if he was referring to, as a professional, and referring to me as a WAP, I would be like, please no.
Yeah. It's time to find a new doctor.
I'm going to ask you this. Is male gynecologist a little bit weird as well?
Yeah, I think mostly now, definitely. I think you gotta like it to go to a male one.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just, like, if you go to a male one, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, like, do you have a woman now? Like,
I do, yes. But I had a male for a while, but I just didn't know any better. I was like, they're all men. And then I was like, wait, maybe I should actually go to a woman.
There's something else out there, you know, because it's quite weird for me.
Also, I just didn't, when we started this interview, I didn't think it would end up here.
No, you got to go here. You got to talk about this. Is important.
But how would you feel like if you had, what's the word for like a specialist for male?
It's a dictor.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Someone's going to Google it. We've got to have Google in this space station studio we're in somewhere.
Because I feel like there'd be way less women putting their hand up to do that job than men being gynecologists.
Yeah.
But would you go see a woman?
I've had that experience, actually, and it's so bad when you're just like, is this normal? And the woman's just like, I've never seen that before. I don't know,
I'm
man.
a woman.
You tell me.
The specialist is called a urologist.
Oh, thank you.
We should have known that.
Oh, good work. He's so proud of himself as well. He just Googled it. He looks so chuffed.
Well, I think also because Ben notoriously uses Bing
I use
on this
Bing,
computer.
yeah.
Oh, good on you, bro. Google is like a dynasty. Do you know, I'm embarrassed to say, I've started, I don't even know what it's called, KG. I subscribe to what a loser am I. I pay $10 for my search engine, and it is no doubt worse than Google. I'm making a huge mistake. Embarrassing. Bing is funny. The only reason people use Bing is to search for Google.
Look, Guy Williams, make sure you check him out at the Melbourne Comedy Festival. Best place to buy tickets, website?
GuyWilliams.co.nz, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if that would... Oh, no, it still works.
Look, give it a Google.
New Zealand.
We have websites in New Zealand that work in Australia.
But you have to use Bing to access it.
Yeah, only on Bing, yeah.
All right, awesome, Guy. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's the Liam, Ben and Bell podcast. Liam owes me $50 for saying that.
Gory stories.
Yeah, the gorier, the better. If something brutal has happened to you or someone you know, we like hearing about it on a Friday. 13 24 10 is our number.
And our favourite caller tonight is going to be walking away with that 12-month subscription to KO.
You've said it now, so we have to give them KO for 12 years.
Oh, shush. 13 24 10 if you have a gory story. Let's kick it off with Shane. Good evening, Shane. Tell us your gory story.
All right, so this happened about 20 years ago. I was only 13 at the time. I was riding my skateboard down a big hill, and the wheel come off.
Oh.
When the wheel come off, the whole skateboard dug into the road and sent me flying like Superman down the road. So when I've landed, I've obviously put my hands out in front to stop my head from hitting the ground.
Yep.
And when that's happened, it's pushed the bone out above my elbow, out of the skin. And shattered my entire elbow. I have no funny bone, nothing left in there.
And that's ironically not very funny.
No. So when I went to get up, I went to, do like a push-up sort of thing to get up off my chest. And it felt like I put my whole hand through the earth. So I got up, walked over, sat in the gutter, called an ambulance. I got one of the people there that lived in the house that I stacked in front of to call the ambulance. And the ambulance come out. And the ambulance dude was looking at it, and he's like, wow, that's amazing. I'm like, really? It's so painful. And he's like, no, like, look how white your bone is. I've never actually seen a bone. I'm like, I've never seen one either, but it looks pretty white to me. Wow. He's like, all right, now, this may hurt, but I have to push the bone back in because it's not supposed to be exposed to air. It can get infections and stuff like that. He pushed the bone back in through the skin inside my arm. And the moment he done that, it was like a hose. Blood just started pouring out of my arm, and it went straight in the ambulance dude's mouth. I was only 13. I was starting to feel sick. This dude's like gargling my blood because he's trying to spit it out. And I'm like, oh, no, Jesus Christ. How did this even happen?
That's great.
Oh,
Story
dude.
gets better and better.
You're listening to Young Kings, Ben and Liam. Oh, yeah, Belle's there too.
Gory stories.
The gorier, the better. If you've got one, 13, 24, 10, we do it every Friday. Adam in Brizzy, what's your gory story, mate?
Yeah, hey guys, I was playing behind my shed when I was 11 years old, stepped on a plank of wood and had a 10-centimetre nail go through my foot.
Did it go through, like, the bones?
Yeah, well, it missed the bone, funny enough, and it just went straight through, and basically had to go to hospital using a plank of wood as my shoe. Couldn't take it out.
Oh, my gosh.
And that's normally a really fun, safe place to play behind the shed. You know? It's good times.
Good on you, Adam. That's a great one. Cheryl in Melbourne, this is about your husband. What's their gory story?
His gory story, he's a fencer, and a wire went straight through his pupil and almost penetrated the back of his eyeball. And he came running over to my house. We weren't together then. And there was all this goo and yuck. Yeah. Coming out of it. What do you want me to do? It was pretty gory. That's all I can say.
Yeah, so he got a piece of wire going through his...
Yeah, and by the way, he's blind in that eye. Now.
I wish you told us that before the sound effect.
Yeah.
But if you want to complain, because Ben was the one who played it, Ben Harvey's his name, and you can. I think it's like complaints@novaentertainment.com.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't love hearing eye goo.
No.
Because you think, if you cut your arm, blood comes
There's
out.
a bit of blood, you know, we've done blood tests, we've seen it before, you know, you're sensitized to it because in the movies and stuff, even in the movies, even in the worst, most gory ones, you never see the eye goo.
No.
Because they know it's a step too far and people turn off.
And I get it, Cheryl. You know, he's come to your house and you've stood there and said, what do you want me to do about it?
Yeah. Georgina in Sydney, wrap this up. What's your gory story?
When I was about 4, my mum left a razor in the bath and I grabbed it and shaved my tongue off.
Hang on, Georgia. When you say off, what do you mean?
I mean, like, layers from the top were just off in the razor.
Shaved your tongue off.
And you sound like you're talking really well, so it's obviously grown.
Yeah, it's grown back. It's grown back.
Well, you know, they do say the tongue and mouth is the fastest healing part of the body. So if there was any part, it was probably that was the best
don't
one.
try it at home, though. You know, no need to experiment.
And that's it.
Miss any of the show? Catch up with the Ben, Liam and Belle podcast on the Nova Player or wherever you get your pods.
Ben, Liam and Belle.